Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig. Oscar snub. Was Barbie robbed? Did Barbie get the recognition it truly deserved at the Oscars? Or was Hollywood's bias at play once again? For a very long time, the Academy Prizes have been the subject of controversy, and this year's prizes are not an exception. The film Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, was not nominated for the Academy Award in either the Best Director or Best Actress categories, despite the fact that it was nominated for the Best Picture Award and received a total of 8 nominations. The film's director and co-writer, Greta Gerwig, as well as Margot Robbie, who played the role of stereotypical Barbie, were not included on the final list of finalists. These omissions ignited controversy across social media and beyond, with fans and critics alike expressing their disapproval of the decision. However, was this omission a manifestation of bias within the industry? Or did it originate from more fundamental problems of artistic underestimation? The outcry from the peers. The rejection of Gerwig was described as one of the biggest shocks in recent memory by the Associated Press, and supporters took to social media to voice their displeasure with the decision. One piece of evidence that many people pointed to as evidence of a persistent patriarchal bias was Ryan Gosling's nomination for Best Supporting Actor nomination. It was pointed out by a user on X, which was formerly known as Twitter, that the fact that Gosling was recognized while Gerwig and Robbie were not is kind of proof that the movie is about something. Even Ryan Gosling, who played Ken in the movie, acknowledged the influence that Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie had on Barbie. He said, "There is no Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie, the two people most responsible for this history-making, globally celebrated film." What would you say about the legacy of Barbie? Subversive, brave, and ignorant. At its foundation, Barbie is more than just a glitzy copy of a doll that is quite popular. The movie is a cultural satire that is wrapped in candy-colored colors, and it celebrates self-empowerment while making fun of patriarchal standards. As a clever example of her meta-wit, Gerwig gave Robbie's character the name stereotypical Barbie, which is a reference to the cultural stereotypes that the movie intends to destroy. It seemed as though many Oscar voters were unwilling or unable to look deeper than the film's surface, despite the fact that it included multiple layers of societal criticism and imaginative storytelling. Despite the fact that Barbie was under consideration for the award for Best Picture, Gerwig was not nominated for the award for Best Director. Over the course of history, blockbuster films, even those that had a substantial cultural impact, have frequently been regarded as nothing more than popcorn pictures. But Barbie was not like other dolls. Not only did it manage to be a witty and satirical perspective on gender relations, parenting, and societal expectations, but it also managed to be a movie office blockbuster that made $1 billion. Regrettably, a significant number of voters appeared to categorize the movie as just a toy movie, yet they failed to recognize the film's depth and originality. The relationship between the Academy Association and female directors. For a very long time, the Academy Awards have had a difficult connection with female directors. The Academy's continued blind spots were brought to light by the fact that Gerwig was not included in this year's nominations for Best Director, despite the fact that she had previously been nominated for the film Lady Bird. Due to the fact that there are only 5 spots available for Best Director, Gerwig appeared to be pushed out of contention by nominees who were behind more modest and solemn films. The nomination of Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall came as a pleasant surprise. Nonetheless, it was not ignored that the majority of the remaining nominees were male, which once again reflects the gender imbalance that exists within the industry. This is not a new pattern at all. In many cases, it is expected of female directors that they will work twice as hard for only half the recognition. In the film, Gloria, played by Ferrera, delivers a strong monologue in which she states, "Be skinny, but pretend it's because you want to be healthy. It is important to be a woman director, but you should not make more money than the men in the industry. The powerful monologue that America Ferrera delivered about the demands that society places on women was a highlight point in the movie. Nevertheless, Margot Robbie's performance was just as deserved of credit. In order to successfully traverse the existential crises that comes with being Barbie, Robbie's character needed to be able to demonstrate a combination of humor, vulnerability, and self-discovery. While Gloria's speech is responsible for reawakening the other Barbie's sense of self-worth, Robbie's Barbie also experiences her own epiphany. Although she delivers words with a lightness that conceals significant truths, her representation is both enjoyable and thought-provoking because of the way she delivers them. Ferrera suggested that the audience may have underestimated the complexity of Robbie's performance, which may have led to her being eliminated from the competition. It's possible that people were misled into believing that the work is simple, she said in an interview with Variety. This statement brings to light a typical problem that arises with humorous or lighthearted parts, which is that audiences and critics frequently fail to recognize the extraordinary level of skill that is required to make such performances appear effortless. Is there a secret snub concerning Barbie's adaptation label? Preceding the announcement of the Oscar nominations, there were indications that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences might not fully embrace the film Barbie. The fact that the screenplay written by Gerwig and Noah Baumbach was classified as adapted rather than original was one of the initial indications that something special was going to happen. The reasons behind the Academy? The movie was based on a character that had already been created, which was a doll. Because of this choice, the film's uniqueness and imaginative writing were minimized, and it was placed in the same category as adaptations of literary works or historical events. A further indication was supplied by the Golden Globes. Barbie was only awarded a consolation prize, which was the Cinematic Box Office Achievement Award, despite the fact that it was nominated for the title of Best Comedy or Musical. In spite of the fact that the film's monetary success could not be refuted, the victory gave the impression that the film's creative worth was being disregarded, which contributed to the widespread belief that Barbie was merely another blockbuster. Now, what will take place? The film Barbie continues to be a success for both Gerwig and Robbie, despite the loss of the Academy Award. Even while they may not entirely reflect the film's cultural relevance, the 8 nominations that it has received are a testament to the impact that it has had. During the course of the awards season, it is highly probable that fans and industry insiders will continue to discuss the reasons behind Gerwig and Robbie's absence from the selection process. One thing is very clear: the name Barbie has already produced an indelible impression on the culture of the world. No matter how many Oscars it takes home, the picture will always be remembered as a daring and imaginative piece of work. And it is possible that its greatest success resides in the fact that it has sparked conversations about the very prejudices that led to its exclusion. The remarks of Ryan Gosling, who plays Ken, are as follows: "There is no Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie. The contributions that they made to this picture that made history will be remembered for a very long time after the awards season has concluded." If you're passionate about movies and love diving into the biggest Hollywood controversies, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay tuned for more deep dives into all things cinema.